Today is day 1. We are going to go over translating English to Mathlish. Let's start with number 1A. It says 6 more than 3 times a number. So how do I translate this? Well, 6 more, so 6 more, then 3 times the number, 3x. Assuming a number, unknown variable is x. Now what about letter C? 14 less than the square of a number. So that means 14 less means it's going to be negative 14, but it has to square of a number. So you square the number first and then you say 14 less. So it comes after that. And for letter D, the sum of 20 and a number divided by 5. So what that means is that the sum, which is 20 plus x, and then you divide it by 5. Okay. Now what about number 4? 1/3 of a number increased by 2 is 1. So now we're putting it into an equation. So 1/3 of means multiply, of a number increased by 2 is 1. Is equal sign. Now what about number 8? Nickels and loonies give a total value of 525. So if we're talking about the value, we have to multiply how much it's worth, assuming depending on the number of nickels and loonies. So nickels are 0.05, okay, because it's 5 cents. Nickels, so N represents the number of nickels, plus loonies is $1. 1 times L, which is the number of loonies, is equal to 525. So when you are writing the value, don't forget, you have to write the amount that it's worth times the number of the coin. Let's take a look at number 9. The sum of 2 numbers is 12 and the difference is 10. So we are writing 2 algebraic equations, so sum of 2 numbers, assuming that first number is x and y, for the second one is 12, and the difference is 10. So I could do x minus y, or y minus x is equal to 10. Now what about number 11? Enrico weighs 7 kilogram more than Julian. The sum of their masses is 183 kilogram. So we could say let statement. So let E be the mass, Enrico's mass, and let J be Julian's mass. So therefore Enrico weighs 7 more than Julian, and then the sum, which is E plus J, is equal to 183. So there we have 2 equations. Now let's go over some graphing. This is a review from last class. So we're given, if you take a look at number 12, I want you to plot line 1 and 2 on the same grid and identify the coordinate point where they meet. So what we're looking for, POI. POI stands for point of intersection. Okay. So for line 1, it follows y is equal to mx plus b pattern. So slope is 2, y-intercept is 3. For line 2, slope is 4, and y-intercept is -1. So therefore, for slope, I'm just going to change it into fractions, so over 1, because remember, slope is rise over run. So if you have +2 and +1, you're going up 2 and you're going right 1, up 4, right 1, or on the other hand, you could go down 4, opposite, and left 1, one or the other. Okay, so let's start with equation 1, line 1. So I'm going to start at the y-intercept of 3, so that's always your starting point. From 3, I'm going to go up 2 and right 1, up 2, right 1, or I could go down 2, left 1. Okay, so that's my equation 1. For equation 2, I'm going to start at -1 here. That's my starting point. And then from here, I'm going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right 1, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right 1, and then up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right 1. So it looks like that. So if possible, please use a ruler. So this is line 2, and this is line 1. So you notice right away that they meet over here. Do you see this point? So this point, it looks like they are meeting at, it's supposed to be, it's at 2, 7. I know it's a little bit out of range, but they are supposed to meet at 2, 7. Okay, so that is their point of intersection. Okay, good. Now, so you will do the rest of it for in terms of 13 and 14 practice where they are meeting at the point of intersection. But let's do a quick fill in the blanks as a review. So the Greek letter delta, which is symbol for triangle, it stands for change, or another word for change will be a difference. So for example, when I have a change of y, it means you are taking a difference of y2 minus y1. Parallel lines have same slope. So slope of 1 is going to be equal to slope of 2. They have the same slantedness. So that's why you will notice that they will never meet. On the other hand, perpendicular lines have a negative reciprocal slope. So negative reciprocal means that if the slope 1 is, let's say 3, then slope 2 is going to be, if this is positive, my next slope is going to be negative, but you flip it. If I flip 3 over 1, it's going to be 1 over 3. Okay, so another way to represent m1 is equal to negative 1 over m2. So that is for perpendicular, and this is for parallel. And you will notice that for perpendicular lines, they meet at one point and they make a 90-degree angle. Horizontal lines over here like this, they have a 0 slope of 0. On the other hand, vertical lines that goes up and down straight, they have undefined slope, so they don't have slope value. And the equation of a vertical line is always x is equal to a number. Okay? So for example, if I were to have a grid here, and I have a line that goes like this, and it crosses, let's say 1, 2, 3 axes, the equation of this vertical line is x is equal to 3. That's what it means for number 20. Good. 21. To find the equation of a line when 2 points are on the line, you must first find the slope of the line, always. And then to find the equation of a line when the slope and point on the line are known, then you must find the y-intercept of the line, right? Because it's y is equal to mx plus b. B is the y-intercept. And the slope of a line can be found by dividing the rise by the run, right? Because it's rise over run for the slope. Now let's do a little bit more practice of how do I go from English words to math words into math equation. Let's start with number 1. Yogi is 6 years older than Michelle. The sum of their age is 26. So when we're doing this, I want you to always state the let statement. So we could say let y be Yogi's age, because that's what the variable we're working with, and let m be Michelle's age. So the first sentence, Yogi is 6 years older. So Yogi is 6 years older than Michelle. And then the sum, so Yogi plus Michelle is 26. So there you have it. We have equation 1 and equation 2. Number 3. Two balloonists, Jim and Chris, are in separate balloons. Jim's balloon is 10 meters above the ground and rising at 50 meters per minute. Chris's balloon is 30 meters above the ground and rising at 10 meters per minute. So we have 2 units here, per minute. So we have to say let m be the number of minutes, and it's above the ground, so it must be, we're talking about the height. So let h be the height in meters. So for the first, let's divide it into Jim and Chris. For Jim, the height is 10 meters above the ground, plus it's rising at 50 meters per minute. So 15 per always represents slope, 15 m. On the other hand, for Chris, the height is equal to 30 meters plus 10 meters per minute, so 10 m. Okay. Now what about number 5? A long distance phone service charges $7 a month plus 10 cents per minute. Another plan charges $12 a month. Create equation for assuming that we are only using 1 month. So we could say it's per minute. So I could say let m be the number of minutes. And we're dealing with cost, money, right? Dollar sign. Let c be the cost in dollars. So the first long distance service charge, it's saying the cost is $7 plus 10 cents per minute. So $7 is one-time charge, initial fee. The second company or the plan charges $12 a month. So it doesn't matter how many minutes you're using, you're just only paying $12 a month, assuming that we're using only 1 month. So there you have it, equation 1 and 2. And lastly, let's take a look at number 8. A restaurant that serves a buffet lunch has one price for adults and another price for children under 12. The Lopez family has 2 adults and 3 children under 12. Their bill was $49. On the other hand, we have Z family. They have 3 adults and 1 child, and their bill was $45.50. So it looks like it involves 2 different variables, adult and children. So we could say let C be not the number of, because we already know what the number of children So we have to say the price because it involves the cost. Price of a child. And let A be the price of adult. So for Lopez family, Lopez, L, it's going to be, it came out to be $49 of how many children? So we have 3 children and 2 adults. That's the price. It's similar to like the money for nickel and loonie. For Z family, we have $45.50 for the total, and we have 3 adults and 1 children. So 1C and 3 adults, 3A. Okay. Now we are going to do a little bit more graphing now. So very similar to what we just did. So we are given equation 1 and 2, and we need to figure out where they meet. Find the point of intersection. So as you can see, the graph, they are not in y is equal to mx plus b. So what I would recommend is, I would recommend that you isolate for y for both. So for equation 1, I want y to be alone, so I'm going to move negative 2x to the right side. So I have negative y equals positive 2x minus 8. And I'm going to divide everything by negative 1, because negative 1 is in front of y. So it cancels out. So therefore, y is equal to negative 2x. Negative negative becomes positive. On the other hand, for the second equation, we have x plus y equals 9. I'm going to move x to the other side, so positive x to the other side. So y is equal to negative x plus 9. So just by looking at it, I know that for equation 1, my slope is negative 2, or you could write negative 2 over 1. Y-intercept is 8. So the second one is negative 1 over 1, and the y-intercept is 9. Okay, so now we're ready to graph. So let's start with the first line. My starting point is at 8. So 2, 4, 6, 8. And I could go down 2 and write 1. Right? Because I have negative at the top, or I could put negative at the bottom, so I could say up 2 and left 1. So maybe let's do up 2 and left 1, or I could go down 2 and right 1. Okay, and then this is my equation 1. For equation 2, I'm starting from 9 here, y-intercept of 9, and then I will be going down 1, right 1, or I could put negative at the bottom, so I could say up 1 and left 1. So I could do up 1, left 1, oh, they meet over here, or down 1, left 1. And this is my equation 2. So it looks like they are meeting over here. So their point of intersection, in this case, is at negative 1, 10. That's where they are meeting, the point of intersection.